If you're moving to Montgomery County in 2006-2007, here are the 7 things that you need to know. Number 1, the school districts that your home is assigned to right now might not actually be the school that you're going to be assigned to later. There's a massive county-wide boundary study and redistricting that's occurring right now. So it's actually really important to stay on top of those things, because if schools are important to you, things might be changing over the next couple of years. So all of these changes are set to happen in the 2007-2008 school year. Now, the high school boundaries have already been settled, and there have been some other changes as to how the magnet programs work as well. So if you're interested in the magnet programs, that's also going to be something that you want to pay close attention to. I'm going to be doing another video about the boundary study and the redistricting, so please stay tuned if you wanted to learn more about what's actually happened so far and what actually still has yet to occur in the future. But the main advice here is if schools are important when you're purchasing a home, then look at what the current boundaries are using the Montgomery County School Locator, and also take a look at what the approved boundary lines are for the area that you're looking in. Number 2, there's been a shift in the way that people have been searching for homes. So historically, a lot of people would say, I want to move to Bethesda, I want to move to Rockville, Silver Spring, Gaithersburg, Germantown. They say these broad cities. But now people are actually searching much more granular into specific neighborhoods. So they're utilizing resources like Facebook groups and Reddit groups to do some research ahead of time while they're searching, so that they have an idea of what type of neighborhoods fit their needs. So this is not just about schools, but about community, demographics, and the type of feel that they want. So if they want something that's a little bit walkable versus something that's a little bit more remote and gives you more yard space. So that's something to keep in mind, because other people who are looking for homes are going to be looking into those type of factors. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but it sounds like the gardener is doing dental work right now. There's just a drilling sound. So because of the boundary study, there have been people who look specifically into the communities because they have an idea of the schools that are going to be redistricted to, but there are also people who are taking advantage of the strong private school presence in Montgomery County. So in those cases, the neighborhood is going to definitely matter more than the school districts for them. Number 3, Montgomery County leans strongly left. So that doesn't mean that there isn't a community or a presence for more conservative people. However, the county itself is very left-leaning, and it reflects in the type of policies and the overall attitude throughout the county. Overall, people are pretty politically active here because of the proximity to Washington, D.C. Now that leads us into number 4, the taxes. So the taxes are high and they are on the rise. This unfortunately contributes to already one of the top 5 highest cost of living areas in the entire United States. However, in exchange, you have some of the best nationally ranked schools in the nation, as well as a very, very stable real estate market where home values are overall protected a lot better and more insulated than other areas throughout the nation. Number 5, the Purple Line. So there is a construction on a new part of the metro, the Metropolitan Access Public Transit System throughout the Washington, D.C. area. The Purple Line is going to be connecting the Bethesda area to the Silver Spring area alongside some other spots. But for Montgomery County, that's the part that people are most excited about, because then if you're commuting between those areas, you don't have to go all the way down to Washington, D.C. just to go back up to another part of the Red Line, which is the main commuting section for Montgomery County. This is important because currently that might affect the type of commutes that you're seeing, especially if you're looking to use the metro to commute to your workplace. However, that can also impact real estate values as well as livability for those areas for the people who need to take advantage of the public transportation system. Number 6, new construction patterns. So there are new construction homes still being built, but you're not seeing these massive developments anymore. It's usually just smaller pockets and smaller areas where they're building a small number of homes and then selling them at a rapid pace. Now, because of the smaller size of these developments, many of them are offering incentives for buyers. So it's good to reach out to a real estate expert to make sure that you can get a sense for what type of specials that there might be if you are considering new home constructions. And finally, number 7, the real estate market is actually softening. So a lot of times people wait for a more favorable market, but for buyers, it's actually becoming a little bit more favorable. Now, the DC metropolitan area is typically more on the seller-favored area. It's usually a seller's market, simply because of inventory and the large number of people who are moving here. Now, this is also important because when you're hiring an agent, you might have had somebody who got licensed mid or post-pandemic, where the market was extremely seller heavy. But currently they might not have the experience in selling in non-seller heavy or non-seller favored markets. A lot of times agents are going to talk about the pandemic because the pandemic presented a very, very unique market. A lot of people got into the real estate industry during that time because it was so easy to sell homes, whether it was on the purchasing side or on the buy side, despite the massive competition that people faced. Now, this becomes all the more important because the best marketed homes are still selling really quickly, but a lot of the homes that are not priced properly, not marketed properly, end up staying on the market for a long time and a lot longer than people historically might have been used to for the past few years. So this presents an opportunity for home buyers because they might be able to get a deal for the right homes, but this is also an important factor for sellers because they need to make sure that they're getting the right advice so that they don't have their house sit on the market for a really long time and potentially ruin all of the plans that you have. So those are the 7. So in summary, we have the massive redistricting boundary study. We have the shift in the way that people are searching for homes. We have this strong political left-leaning area, increasing taxes, and the construction of the purple line, new construction home patterns, and the softening real estate market. Now, we have people who are moving here all the time. We hear from them all the time, as well as from sellers who are looking to sell in the area. So if you're interested in having a conversation, because there's so much more to talk about, this is just a small list of 7 items, look in the description or anywhere throughout our YouTube channel. We have links to schedule a 30-minute chat so that we can have a conversation about what your needs might be, and we can delve into a little bit more about what your questions might be so we can get those all answered. So go ahead, take a look at that link, click on that, schedule a chat with us, and we can't wait to hear from you. Thanks so much. Take care.